Yes, hello. Oh.
Mush mush.
There we go. that was a thing. Holy shit. Here's no, that's not a thing.
Oh, I forgot to shut my door. Hang on.
Right. Oh, that's not that's. Oh, that's. No.
Are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You were like motionless. I thought that it had frozen.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I just don't trust it currently.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you can log in now. That's all that matters.
It also apparently, Cloudflare. It's the like DDoS protection.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just updated something and it like crashed all of Discord. Like if you're already logged in, you were fine, but trying to log in, you get locked out.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake. This one is a bit of a long one, so make sure your cup of tea is a big one. Enjoy the show.
The dog's just like, I'm on this blanket. Screw you.
Oh, Rusty?
Yeah, you see him in the background, the tan and the red blanket. I gave him that blanket. That's one of the ones I used to sleep with, but it was getting ratty. I was like, "You want this dog?" He just climbed on top of it one day.
Well, I got Ringo. Hey, Ringo.
Life is hard for Ringo.
Oh yeah, so hard having the entire bed to himself right now.
He probably likes it when you guys are sleeping anyway. Curl up. I know my dog's that way with my mom. Like at night, he's right on top of her, even though they're in a king size bed alone.
Yeah, he does that to me when it's just the two of us.
Right.
But now lately he's been sleeping on the floor at night. I think there's just not enough room with him, me,
and the cats.
Yeah, me, the hubby, and the cats, because the cats like to take up like all of my foot space.
Right.
And they're not tiny boys.
No, I know.
I have
I wonder
Cadbury
how much
cream
it would cost me to get studio lighting for this. Probably not that much in reality. I'll have to look into that. Not that we ever do any video casts. I'm just like thinking about that.
I mean, you could if you wanted to. You lead a very busy life, though.
I know, right? That's why I have never bothered. It's like, I basically only, produce content with you because otherwise I got so much other shit going on in my life that it's... Alright, that overhead light is driving me crazy. It's way too bright, as you can tell from the fact that I look like I'm being eaten by the sun.
You do look like you're being eaten by the sun.
I know.
I'm recording right now, right?
I hope so.
Yes, I am.
Otherwise, we're gonna have problems if we get done and it's like, oh yeah, I never hit the start button. Now it's just dark, whatever. It's probably better than it looking like I'm being... Oh yeah, that's not so bad. I could also...
I can still see you.
Right.
It's not like we record video or anything.
No. I just don't like it when it's like, just all you see is like my eyes and everything else is dark. It's like, there must be a way to get more light in here. Oh, excuse me. It moved just right. It was like, brah.
Ooh. New Batmobile.
New Batmobile?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. How fancy.
Well, he also has a new bike, too.
Well, isn't that just so special?
Which, a bike just makes more sense than a car.
Right? Especially if you're Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I did like when they went to like it's an armored tank less than a car.
Yeah.
That made more sense to me, like as if he's gonna drive a vehicle, it should be something that can withstand some pretty serious punishment. What I do love is like was it the last Arkham game, like everybody's completely oblivious to the fact that the thing has like a fucking like 20mm cannon on it. He's being held at gunpoint by Red Hood, and they're like the guys aren't paying attention to the fact that the car rolls up behind them, and you just see him like squeeze his hand, and like the turret comes up and out of the back of the vehicle, and it's like, oh, that's gonna hurt so much when he fires that.
Yep. So this is a muscle car.
Oh, is it?
With stuff on it.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, it's sexy looking stuff, and this is a very like they're going for more of a not completely noir look, but a noir-esque look for the origin story, which I am such a giant geek girl for noir and Batman, so give it to me.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, it's like a supercar.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have the Penguin and the Riddler. It's gonna be very interesting.
It's true. Yeah, I say that's an interesting combination.
I don't know who Paul Dano is.
I don't either.
I would probably recognize him when I see his face. Nope, still don't recognize him. But he will be playing the Riddler.
Crazy. And
Colin Farrell will be the Penguin.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be less like the deformed penguin and more like the gentleman thief penguin.
Mm-hmm. Which also works.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like they always go one of two ways with penguin. He's either like the short, squawk, deformed penguin, or it's like the one where he's like he's like pseudo aristocratic, high born, blah blah blah. But he's actually just a thug.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not seen anything this guy has ever been in.
Right. That's really funny because Rue, Fancy Narwhal, watching. Speaking of like, where are people from? She's watching the new Viz dub of season 1 of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know the voice of Ray from somewhere, but I can't tell where. And I'm like, oh god. She's like, it's the lady who plays Mio in KO, and I'm like, yes. And Sailor Moon is played by the lady who plays Yui. She's like, I didn't even catch that. I'm like, yeah, they're all like almost all of the main characters are played by somebody in another from another popular anime. Most famously, the lady who plays Mina plays the main character in Bamboo Blade, which isn't like super popular today, but at one point was very popular.
Yeah.
Jupiter, no, not Jupiter. Uranus is played by the lady who plays Ryoko Matoi in Kill la Kill. I'm trying to remember. Ami's voice actress did something popular. I always forget what it was she was in. Oh, she's Cece from Code Geass. The green-haired witch. That's her. Pluto is the voice of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. I'm sorry, that's literally the lady's most famous role is playing Ash Ketchum.
But when you listen to her playing Pluto, she does not sound like Ash Ketchum. So Ketchum,
yes, she does.
To me, she doesn't.
No, when she does Dead Scream, she sounds just like Ash Ketchum. You can actually hear it. She sounds exact. She does that exact voice for the Dead Scream attack, which is hilarious to me because of all of the scouts, like she's the only one that doesn't sound like she's trying when she does her attack. Like the other 8 like sound like they're putting their all into it. Like like both Uranus and Neptune, like Uranus especially, like when she throws Earth shaking, like.
You mean world shaking?
Or is it world shaking? Sorry. She sounds like she's like throwing all of her power into it. And so when Pluto does her attack, it just sounds so disinterested. Like, yes, I'm gonna destroy you now. I don't think you ever, or at least not in S, you never see Saturn's final attack. Or does she do it? I don't remember. I don't remember doing it in the.
So she doesn't call it out in S.
She does do it.
Yeah, but she's trying to do the. I forget what it's fucking called.
Isn't it it's a Silence Glaive? It's what is her attack called? Because Dead Scream is Pluto. I always forget what Saturn's, because I think you only hear us do it in Stars. She doesn't actually say it.
Yeah.
Silence, I think, of something. Death Reborn. What is it? Death Reborn Ribbon Revolution? No, that can't be right.
Is it just Silence Glaive Surprise? It might be Death Reborn Revolution.
Yeah, that's what it says. Her ultimate attack is called Death Reborn Revolution.
Yeah. But yeah,
the Silence Glaive Surprise is the first thing she does. That's like her basic attack. So they all eventually get their ultimate attack, and that's like the big bad one. Because I mean, like, Usagi's attacks get progressively more terrifying. Like, even though they're supposed to, like, you know, cutesy heart love magic, it's like I'm up to Super S, and she does like the Kaleido beam or whatever, and that shit is ridiculous because the end of S, she does the Heartache attack, and like that's like funny because it's like it's a giant heart that basically breaks the monster. But then when she goes to Super S, it's like some sort of super beam attack. Like, she points the Kaleido stick and, like, goes down on her knees, and it shoots this big white beam of energy. It's like, oh, shit.
How far into Super S are you?
Like 4 or 5 episodes. It's not super. All I can. Oh yeah, Science Glaive and Surprise. That's what. Yeah, so Science Glaive, Surprise, and like, is it Reborn Ribbon Revolution? Oh yeah, her voice actress is somebody like who's done like has been in a lot of big stuff. Her Saturn's voice actress is Christine Marie Cabanos, who is Azusa in K-On! She's also known for playing. I know she had another big role too. She's Mako in Kill la Kill. Oh my god. Yeah, she's done a bunch of big ones. Like,
I never
recently.
saw the dub of Kill la Kill.
What? You I swore you watched it with me. I own it.
I think I saw a couple. Maybe I saw a couple episodes with you. I never saw like all of it dubbed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
it's really good. It's actually like a fantastic dub.
I'm not saying it's probably not. I'm just saying I already saw it.
Right. No. I watched it. It was kind of like Eureka 7. We watched it subbed because we couldn't wait for, like, there's like 50 episodes and we couldn't wait for it to come out because that's so far back. To put this in perspective, Eureka 7 came out so far back that it was on Toonami 1 week at a time, and it was 50 plus episodes.
Oh.
Yes, right. Like, we think streaming is bad, but imagine remember I don't even imagine you're old enough, you're like me. Remember when you had to wait for something to come on TV and you had to be home or have a VCR or something to record it because otherwise you just missed it.
Yeah, I used to record Sailor Moon.
Right.
Because I had an active social life back in the day.
Yeah, I know. Same.
Oh.
No, I just sit here and...
Looking back on it, it was a terrible social life.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Those were terrible people. I was a terrible person.
I mean, no argument, I too was a terrible person, but not I wouldn't... I current me would kick teenage me's ass for being a dipshit.
Oh, I would smack the shit out of myself. But at the same time, I would never go back and change it because I'd be so worried I wouldn't meet the people I know today.
Right.
Because I have great people now.
Right.
This was before I met the hubby, so...
Right. You can't guarantee that if you change things that you would meet him again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he still comes to Woodland, and we would probably still end up at the same high school, but I wouldn't be in the same sort of place. So would I give a shit about him?
Right.
Which would probably be no.
Right.
Actually, I'd probably be dead, thinking about it.
Yeesh. Oof, okay.
To be a bit blunt, I would probably be dead. I was not living a very nice life.
Right.
I mean, there was a lot more sex in it, but it was not a nice life.
Right. Well, it kind of goes into the whole that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where Q gives Picard a chance to go back and be the person he is now when he was young and irrational, and he doesn't succeed because him learning from his mistakes is what made him who he is.
Yeah.
Which is the whole thing. I always really in my group of friends when we watched, I think it's Star Trek 5, The Undiscovered Country. It's the one where they meet God, right? And so Spock's brother can take your pain away, and the idea is that you're a better person for not having to carry the burden of your guilt and your pain and your regret. But there's this whole thing where Kirk, when he offers it to Kirk, Kirk's like, "No, I need my pain. My pain makes me who I am. You can't have it." And I was the only one that was like, "No, that's exactly how it is. You can't give up. You can't give up on your mistakes because they make you who you are, and to rid yourself of the understanding of your mistakes basically means you're no longer the same person." Which is a really dark. I realize it's a really dark ideal, but I live by that. I would have never, if my dad hadn't died of cancer, I would have never grown up. I just would have never would have had to grown up. And so I would never have become the person I am now because my dad would have kept being my safety net.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I want my dad to be dead. I would much prefer him to be alive, but I would have never grown up.
No. I would much... Yeah, I would much rather my father also be alive. And my father-in-law, for that matter.
Right.
But, all parts of life make up who you are, so...
Right. It's a fucked up thing. I'm not, like I said, it's not to say that I want my dad to be dead, but I realize his death galvanized my maturity.
Yeah.
It was him getting sick and dying was the crucible that finally, pushed me out of the cocoon of safety and made me, be responsible for my own decisions. Not that I wasn't already, but it was always there's always this ideal in the back of my mind that if I got really fucked up or I really screwed up, Dad would get me out of it. And when he was gone, it was you're on your own. If you fuck up, you got to get yourself out. You got to dig yourself out of your own holes. And so it really changed my perspective and, the people I thought were my friends. And, it's one of those things. It's my dad dying and how I responded to it and how my friends responded to his death, really galvanized or solidified is probably the better line of which people were my friends and which people were just people that I associated with, that when things weren't great, they wanted nothing to do with.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was, and the kind of person I was after he died is like, you know, I loathe to keep bringing it up, but it was one of those big things. It's like, Radrin and I were the best of buddies right up until he died. After he died, like, everything started going south between us. And it's not that we're like enemies, but it's definitely not as close as it used to be. Like, we were comrades, and after my dad died, like, I just saw a side of him, and things that I found acceptable when we were younger, like in our early, like I was in my early 20s and he was in his late teens, or even my mid 20s and his early 20s, was shit that as I got, you know, I was, 29, 30, and I'm like looking at these people going, these are not the kind of people I want to keep company with. I'm not having good, I'm not enjoying myself. And I just kind of, walked away. And then, eventually there was the whole scenario where I was accused of anti-Semitism, and I shouldn't focus on that, but it still pisses me off that they're like, oh yeah, no, it's very possible you're saying these things. And I'm like, I would never, ever say these things. And the fact that you're even considering that I would have said these things is hurtful to me. They're like, we're not agreeing it happened, but the fact that it might have happened, that somebody's been complaining about it, we have to believe it's true. And I was just like, well, I guess we're not friends anymore. No, we're still friends. I'm like, no, we're not friends, because you would believe I would say these hateful things about somebody when I've never, ever said anything of that nature to anybody. I can't even remember doing it jokingly. And you're saying that you entertaining the idea that it's very possible. There's been a lot of complaints about it. It's like, okay, it's been fun. And years later, when I brought up it, like, we never said anything like that. I'm like, oh, so to you it was just Tuesday, but to me it was an important day in my life. Fine, whatever. Like, they didn't even remember it. It was that inconsequential. I was just like, wow, I don't even know why I'm here. I mean, sorry, not to make this the darkest episode ever.
I think we had the darkest episode ever when our fathers died.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh, I forgot that episode even exists.
Yeah, because we were but we were already making the podcast at that time.
Right.
And
actually, we were recording the podcast the night my dad died. Remember, like, we were like half an hour in, and I was like, I gotta go. My dad's like dying. I gotta get to the hospital.
Yes,
I don't know if that episode ever.
No, it didn't.
I don't think that. Yeah, no, we just ended up scrapping it because it was only like 20 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm. At least I think we did.
I mean, if we did it, it's not like it matters. I'm not like, if you did release it, I'm not upset about it because it is what it is. Like,
I would have no idea what number it would even be.
No, it would have been, well, he died July 25th, 2015. I don't know if that helps, but that'd be right in that area.
No, because I no longer have my made by archive. Because I got hacked. So right. My archive is now just downloaded off of YouTube.
Right.
And the older episodes were posted not in order.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to figure out when. But you used to post them on your Tumblr or something, didn't you? So like,
I'd have to go looking through the Tumblr.
Right. Good point. It's not important. It doesn't matter.
But no, I'm pretty sure we scrapped it.
Because there's been a couple where things went wrong and was like, yeah, never mind. We're just gonna let that one go.
Mm-hmm.
The first one with Mish, where you got crypto locked right after that, so no one ever saw it.
Fucking shit.
That one was fucking gold too. That was the best part.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Say lovey.
Right.
So if you have...
Okay.
That was...
I'm sorry to speak beatbox. I'm gonna go get my translator.
I was trying to say, have you gotten to the episode where Diana shows up?
No, I have not. I'm only like one. I've been meaning to watch it, but instead, I've just been like screwing around on the internet every night.
I know how that is. I very much know how that is.
Right. Like, I remember her, like, her appearance or whatever, and then there's like Artemis and Luna have the same reaction that Mamoru and Usagi have when they explain that Chibiusa is their daughter.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? We did it? Huh? It's impossible. These things don't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a very let's be shit to Artemis episode. Which there's another one like that in Stars.
Where they just beat up on Artemis?
Yeah.
Not shocked.
Because it's okay for Luna to fall in love with other people. Especially if it's a movie.
Right.
But if Artemis even hints at any sort of attraction to anything else other than Luna, shit hits the fan.
Right. What I love about the movie, having just watched it like in the last 2 weeks, is at the very end, Artemis is still there for her. Like, I think he gives her flowers.
I'm gonna say yes.
I feel like he throws her a flower. Because the whole joke is, it's at the end after everything is said and done, and they're at the airport, I want to say, or maybe it's a spaceport. But anyway, the dude who she was in love with, his astronaut girlfriend comes, is finally back from space, and they meet up and they embrace and blah blah blah. And then there's a whole thing where Mamoru shows up and wraps his arm around Usagi's shoulder, and I think he throws Artemis a rose, and Artemis gives it to Luna. Like, I'll always be here for you, Luna. It's just like, wow.
I'll always be your backup plan. Love me.
Right. I mean, it's never implicitly stated until somewhere in Super S that they actually ever get together. So it's, shit like that do happen, yo.
I know.
But it's still kind of it's like, you beta male. God damn it. Even though that's not a thing.
Looking through news, trying to look for stuff that doesn't have to do with the coronavirus.
Right. Everybody's gonna get sick. Everybody's gonna die. There's nothing we can do. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. I'm trying to remember. I feel like all of the main voice actresses for Sailor Moon they were parts of bigger shows. Like Stephanie Sheh, who plays Sailor Moon, has been in a ton of stuff. She was Orihime in Bleach. She was Eureka in Eureka 7. She's done a whole ton of stuff. Mercury was in a whole bunch of stuff. Mars is Christina V, who's been in a bunch of stuff. I don't remember if Jupiter has been. Her voice actress hasn't done anything noteworthy.
Probably.
It's Amanda C. Miller, who I think is newer. Yeah, she's a newer actress. She didn't start till 2011.
I mean, she's doing a good job. I certainly enjoy it.
Her big one now is that she's the voice of Boruto in Boruto: The Next Generation. The Naruto future spinoff.
Yeah,
with his son.
With his son that nobody likes.
Right. Because otherwise she was Mikage and Durarara. She was in Sword Art Online as a character. She was in Squid Girl as a character. She was Megumi, Maki, and Satoshi in K-On! There's a ton of these ladies were in K-On! So I think that's kind of interesting in its own little way. I'm trying to remember what else they like, because the guy who plays Mamoru was in something big. So I only got on this because Rue was talking to me about like what they had been in, other shows they had been in. I was like, oh, a lot of these people have been in a ton of stuff. What is he? A lot of them were in the FLCL sequels, which was interesting to me. His big one recently was he's Reinhard in Re:Zero, which is the isekai where the guy has the resurrection power. I'm trying to see what else he's been in. He was nobody super that would anyone. He's the voice of Peter Parker in Marvel Discourse? What the hell? And then Mamoru was his debut role. That was the first time he's ever a voice actor. So everything after that is him having played something. Yeah, no, he hasn't done like a ton because he's only been going since 2014. Huh. I somehow thought he would have. Guess not.
Oh well.
Yeah, no, it's not like he's a good voice actor. Like, no complaints. Because she was talking to me, she's like, I'm not quite sure if I like these voice actors. I'm like, they grow on you. I'm like, when I first started watching, I was like, these are good, and now I'm like, these are their voices. Like, there is no doubt in my mind after 120 some episodes that these are their voices. They have no other voices.
Yeah, occasionally when I watch it with you, I really enjoy their voices, but my brain's like, that's not the voice that's supposed to be coming out of their mouth.
Right.
Because my brain's still attached to what I grew up with.
Right.
Which was the Deke/Cloverwave dub, which was terrible.
Right. No, I went back and rewatched like some clips, and I was like, I actually like the new people better.
Yeah.
Like Stephanie Sheh Usagi, like she's like I'm not gonna lie, like the first season's a little rough, but like as time goes on and they get comfortable in their roles, like they're like she's awesome. After like I think the middle of R, like they get to the actual like was it Black Moon Clan? I always forget what the second one is called. Since what is it? It's the Dark Kingdom, Black Moon Clan, Death Busters, and now it's the Dark Circus.
It's the
Or no, Dead something Circus.
Black Moon Clan, yes.
That one I've been getting right, because I used to call them the Dark Moon Clan, but that was the Black Moon Clan. But like, she gets really good after they get done with the alien twins that need energy for the Doom Tree.
The what is that called? What do they call that? That little the Doom Tree Saga or whatever.
It's the Doom Tree Saga because isn't it the Dark Kingdom? They all have kind of similar names. I only remember S's one because Deathbusters. I was like, they're the Dark Ghostbusters, so they're Deathbusters. Because I was talking to my. What's up?
Dark Ghostbusters.
Well, no, seriously, she's admitted to it. She's like, the Deathbusters were like, what if the Ghostbusters were bad guys?
And all women.
Well, no, still led by a man.
Still. I wouldn't really call him a Deathbuster.
He's a figurehead. He's Peter Venkman.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we were talking about it at work, and I'm like, they kind of all have a theme. Like, it's because the first ones are like kind of like they're supposed to be like the dark side of the moon. So you have like the good moon kingdom and the bad moon kingdom, quote unquote.
The Dead Moon Circus?
Oh, is that what the Dead Moon Circus is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Queen Nehelenia is like the dark image of Queen Serenity.
Oh, okay. I have no idea who that is, but I imagine she'll appear somewhere.
Not literally, but
right.
You know, because it's never actually stated that she's that, but that's what she represents.
It's the Dominion in TNG, or not TNG, but Deep Space Nine. The Dominion is supposed to be, what if you had the Federation, but they were evil?
Yeah.
This is only recently explained to me. I didn't even catch it. Like, the Dominion is supposed to be the dark mirror image of the Federation. Like, what if they were bad guys?
Or wait.
And not like the Earth, Terran Empire, but like the founders and stuff. They're basically using fear and aggression to hold a coalition of planets together. Where the Federation is supposed to be like diplomatic and combined, you know, everybody working together. That's right, because the Dark Kingdom are like the Earthlings that wanted to conquer the moon.
Yeah.
Queen Beryl and the four, but like the four generals were like the corrupted.
Yeah, they
were supposed to.
They're Endymion's generals who were corrupted by Queen Beryl's magic, given to her, blessed by what's it called? Natalia? The thing she worships.
Oh, yeah, Metalia.
Metalia, yeah. Strengthened by Metalia.
Yeah, strengthened by her powers come from her interactions with Metalia.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm remembering partially the manga mixed with the anime.
Right.
When it comes to Nehelenia, so they do explain it more in the manga, where that she is the Dark Moon.
Right.
But in the classic anime, that's more hinted at.
Right.
Than actually outright stated. This is a really shit season, especially compared to the manga.
Right.
Which means I'm really looking forward to Crystal.
Right. Yeah, because the antagonists of the final arc are Shadow Galactica.
Mm-hmm. Especially since the Amazon Quartet get kind of downgraded in the anime.
Yeah, they're supposed to be chibis, like 4 scouts.
Yeah.
But they're like corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in the manga they like give them redemption.
Yes.
Right, which they'll probably do in Crystal, but they didn't do. I'm pretty sure they didn't do.
Yeah, Super S and Stars compared to the classic are going to be very if they continue to do what they have been doing with Crystal, which is following the manga more, will be very different than what we're used to.
Right.
But that being said, Nehelenia is still one of my favorite villains.
Right.
And I think she has this is a little spoilery, but she has a much better arc in Stars.
Right. I mean, I generally just assume that when they finally get to adapting Stars in the Crystal universe or Crystal timeline, it will be probably far superior to whatever they came up with for like Super S. But it's already stated, like Super S, like its storyline is much shorter in the manga, and so it's like 2 movies instead of like a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I remember what you told me, it's only like 2 or 3 chapters.
Yeah, because
it's like very short.
What are their names? Tiger Eye, Hawkeye, and Fish Eye are around a lot longer in the classic anime,
right?
Than they are in the manga.
Because I'm like episode 5 or 6, and it's already becoming clear that one of them is about to get wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they like it always reminds me of Rita Repulsa, but like the leader of the Dead Moon Circus is like,
Sure.
you guys keep failing. If you fail again, I'll destroy you. And they're like, they go to the bar and they're like, I can't believe you said we would do it this time. You put me in a really difficult spot.
Zirconia?
Yes.
The old hag.
Right. She just reminds me of Rita Repulsa for some reason. Probably because that's like a running deal in Japanese fiction with like the old witches. I'm still weirded out by the fact that my new phone has like no bezel whatsoever. Like the black thing around it is the case. It actually has no bezel. Like, it's just all screen.
What did you get?
This is an S20 Plus.
S20 Plus? Okay.
It's the newest phone from Samsung. It's not the big one. Like, I thought this was going to be a lot bigger, but at this point, I'm actually glad I didn't get the giant one because, like, the next one up is, like, another, like, I think quarter-inch larger. And this thing is already, like, humongous.
Yeah, that's almost the entirety of your face.
Right,
lengthwise.
Yeah, right. It's 6.7, I think they said. I don't even want to know what the new Note's going to be because these are already big and they don't even have the new Note out yet. But the biggest one of these, the Ultra, is 5.7, and I think this is 6.7, and the next one is 0.9. And the only reason I didn't get it is I was worried that this was going to be humongous and the Ultra was going to be like absolutely gigantic. And I don't regret it because the next size up was, I want to say $1,500, and this was $12. And I mean, I'm paying like $50 a month on it or whatever for the year and a half, but it's still like crazy to me. And I had to order a screen protector because this thing doesn't come with a screen protector anymore. That's actually just the face of the that shininess is just the face of the glass.
Well, with how often Ringo just fucking steps on my phone while we're in bed, I'm really glad I have a screen protector.
No, I ordered one. There were none available. Like, I told you the story about this where I went on Monday to get this because this came out. Officially, this came out today, but I've had it for 2 extra days.
Yeah.
And, like, the Best Buy guys were, like, super cranky about the fact that I was getting it early. And they're like, we can't sell you a case until Wednesday. And I'm like, what? I'm getting the phone today. They're like, that doesn't come out till Wednesday. Nobody should have the phone. I'm like, I'm getting it today. I need a case. Like, I literally could have taken this to work without the case because this has a holster, so I could snap it onto my belt. And I'm still super nervous because I have no protection for the face, for the actual screen. I'm ordering it. I ordered it today. It's coming Friday. But it's like, I looked because I was hoping I could get one, but nobody has any. They're all sold out, so I just ordered it. And it's a really nice phone, like, no complaints, but it's like, I wish OtterBox was a little more clear about the fact that the new Defender cases don't come with a screen protector because the screen is literally like edge to edge. And it took me days of searching before I was able to get like an answer about why there was no screen protectors available.
So you sent me a list. Do you still have the link to the list of the totally underrated English dubs of anime?
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
Figured we could just start at the bottom and agree or disagree if we've ever fucking seen it.
Right.
Because sometimes it's like, I've never heard of that.
Right.
Because we're living in an age where we have just so much more access to even more classical stuff that just never made it over here when I was younger.
Right.
Or did, and my brother didn't, get it for whatever reason.
Right.
Maybe he didn't like it, so he didn't show it to me, or...
Right.
Or it was too expensive, or he couldn't find a bootleg, or whatever.
Right.
And then when I started doing my own anime collecting, it was more What year was that? I don't know. It's hard to remember time sometimes.
Right. Time is a long, long thing.
Yes, it is. Alright, do you have the list?
Oh, no, I'll pull it up 1 second.
Okie dokie.
Sorry, like my email thing popped open and I was like looking at the shit like, what's going on here? I mean, new Batsuit looks cool. I just saw a picture of Robert Patterson, like the whole thing on it. It's very, very light duty compared to how they have been doing it.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be more less the large, brutish Batman, and more the lean, flighty, lots of wild movement Batman.
Right.
At least that's what I'm hoping for.
I must have put it in the. I think I put it in the Weeb channel on the server. I have it. Yeah, I do. Ranker.com. So you want to start at the bottom and work our way up?
Yep.
All right, well, we go to the bottom. We'll take a look. Hang on. Yeah, I think I'm in there. There's all kinds of like more like things too, so we can go through a whole bunch of these.
Yeah.
Number 15 says they were 11, which I've never heard of.
I have also never heard of this. It looks kind of old. It's from 1986. I was 1 when it came out.
I wasn't even conceived.
Stop reminding me you're so young. You little youngin'.
If you were 1 and I wasn't conceived, it's not that far, champ. It's only like maybe a year and a half.
Oh no.
Then we have Kurozuka Black Doom, which I've also never heard of.
No, but this looks a little bit newer.
Crazy. Right. Let's see.
Ultra-violent, genre-hopping series suffered from a confusing ending, but its interesting premise and strong fan rating should garner it more recognition than it currently has.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll go looking for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna search it real quick and see if it ever. I don't ever think it got a release over here because I've never even heard of it.
You can buy it on Amazon?
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
Kurosaku, the complete series. Close that pop-up.
Anime news. That's all I wanted. That's not what I wanted. There. This is okay. So complete series 2012. Who was it released by? Sony Pictures Entertainment on DVD in English. I've never heard of this. How much is it if I want to get it from Amazon? Like $30.
$35.45.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
For the Blu-ray, it's $260.
Yeah, it was never released over here on Blu-ray. That's why. It's probably the Japanese. I don't know if I care that much, honestly. I might just see if we can find it on, whatever.
Is it streaming somewhere?
I get the feeling it's abandoned. Like, it's not... They're not, Let's
see. No. TV tropes.
Like,
oh well.
How like unknown of a thing are you that like there's not even a like. Let's see if that does anything. Let's show up. Who's got it though? TV.com. That's pretty clearly. Yeah, no, there's nobody streaming it.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, illegally, I'm sure we could probably find it.
Oh, yeah, but we can find almost whatever.
Don't pirate, kids. It's bad, okay? All right. I'm actually kind of tempted to order a copy just because, like, I've never heard of it.
It's gonna look shitty on your nice screens.
Oh, yeah, no, without a doubt. Then we have Dual Parallel Trouble Adventure, which I've actually watched, and it's okay.
I was gonna say I've never heard of this.
It's by the same people who did Tenchi Muyo. It's all right. It's like they go to a parallel universe, and then they come back, and it's, I don't know. To me it was kind of forgettable. I watched it, but like I don't have strong memories of it at this point. So then 12 is Rujin Z.
It's from the guys who made Akira.
Right.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be difficult to find too.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any streaming site for it.
You can find a review of it on RogerEbert.com.
Right.
Amazon.
Copy. I was gonna say, let's see what Amazon's got. Oh no, it's out there. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the European version though. I can tell by the thing. That's also region 2. That's also region 2. So it never came out on Blu-ray in this country. Oh, don't even tell me that it's in Robot Carnival.
Is it?
Oh, hang on a second. I own Robot Carnival. Give me a sec. I bet it's a part of the Robot Carnival Film Festival.
He's looking for it.
No, I found it. I just gotta look here and see. 9 animators, 1 vision. Don't even tell me that it's in here. Japanese English subtitles, Streamline Pictures English dub. First time North America, toward the furthest. I can't. Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't. It doesn't show up in that list. It's opening, Franken's Gears, Deprived Present, Starlight Angel, Cloud, A Tale of Two Robots, Nightmare, and Ending. So it's not Robot Carnival. I'm just trying to figure out if it ever got an American release, because that really determines how badly I want to see it. But it doesn't look like. Did it ever come out over here in DVD?
Then why does Robot Carnival come up when you look for it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me try this. Rujin Z Robot. Okay, let me see. Attaches, themes, production, soundtrack, release, and marketing. Okay, so originally came out in Central Park Media, but has been out of print in the U.S. So where did Robot Carnival come into this? Because that pops up with it. I saw a thing say, like, something about Robot Carnival. Oh, it's because the director, Hideyuki Kitabuku, directed A Tale of Two Robots in Robot Carnival.
Oh, well, that's not helpful.
God, how... Oh my God, you can get... How much do they want for it? Holy shit, they don't give that away. A fresh copy is $100. Yeah, we'll be finding that one stream. Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta take a leak.
I also have to pee, so I'll go do that.
Yay!
Okay.
Indeed.
Alright, what's number 11?
Let's see here, hang on. Okay. Close that. Number 11 is A Letter to Momo, which I feel like we've watched, haven't we?
We did watch. We watched it with Mish. We had to watch it twice, because something happened in, like, the middle of it.
Right.
And we had to go back to it to watch the end.
Right.
Maybe I just had to go somewhere?
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I had something that came up. I don't remember.
You might have gotten a call from work.
Yeah, it might have been it. I don't remember.
Sounds
It was
about right. Like,
it's usually me that's the problem. It's like, oh, I gotta go. Something happened.
Well, sometimes I run to the bathroom and can't stop vomiting, and that makes it really hard to watch anime.
Oh no, wasn't it?
God damn it!
Wasn't it that you like one of your somebody was dying, if I remember correctly? You like a family friend or something, and like
oh no, this was further back than that.
Oh, was it? Okay.
We did have to stop recording a podcast because someone had died.
Right. Okay.
And we had to deal with their stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it was okay from what I can remember. It's not like that groundbreaking or anything, though.
No, it was, a pretty standard movie. Nothing like. It's like
And it's a newer anime, so it got a decent enough dub. So.
Right. They put some money in. I think it was a G Kids dub too, which is they usually put a good amount of energy into. I feel like did I get on disc? Don't remember. I may not have. So they must have never done.
You can watch it on Prime Video.
Right. No, I was just trying to. Interesting. I mean, it's not very expensive. It's only.
No, I don't think it did very well.
No. It's one of those things I liked. Oh, no, I got was Oko's Inn. That's the one I found. It was like at Walmart for like $10. I was like, we started watching it, never finished it, or maybe I fell asleep. I don't remember. I know we started watching that one, never got back to it. But that's not expensive. Actually, it's available pretty cheaply, so I keep it in mind. All right, what was after that? Unless there's something else you wanted to say.
Nope.
Dragon Drive, which I've heard of but never watched. It's from way back.
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
It's supposed to be very shonen-esque, if I remember correctly, but like.
Well, I don't watch a lot of that, so.
It was from 2007.
Oh.
No, that's the manga. The anime is from, I think, even farther back than that. It's from 2006. It's very, very expensive to collect because obviously wasn't super popular.
Yeah, the anime link, not the anime link, the Amazon link it gives,
right,
doesn't actually show up anything.
Right. So beyond that, I have nothing to say. Like, I've heard of it, I've never watched it.
And then there's number 9.
El Hazard, The Magnificent World, which I own but have not watched, I think. I've watched a couple of them.
Have you ever watched El Hazard?
I have watched El Hazard and El Hazard 2, but I don't remember if it's The Magnificent World or The Wanderers that I have watched.
Wait, have I seen The Magnificent World? I've seen El Hazard.
Right.
I'm not sure I've seen Magnificent World.
I think. Gotta look it up. I can't remember which one The Magnificent World is. If that's the OVA. I have seen that because that's El Hazard and then El Hazard 2. Because then there's the Alternative World and The Wanderers, and I haven't seen. I want to say it's The Wanderers is the one I don't have because I have the other 3 on my shelf, which is on the other side of this thing. I'll go again. Dragon Drive, Peppa Cuties, Toad. Use you.
Never.
Yeah, I have seen El Hazard. That's what I've got.
Okay.
Don't. So that must mean that somewhere in this pile is the Wanderers, because I know I have the Wanderers. The alternative world, one of these I don't think I have.
Okay.
Or maybe I do. I'm not sure. Oh no, I have the alternative world. I remember that case. Hang on. 4 DVDs. Oh yeah, no, I have. Where is that? I have that. Uh-oh. Up again. Is that right before? Oh. Shit. That it? Oh. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, yes. No, I have seen everything but the Wanderer. Sorry.
Okay.
Had to figure out what the fuck was going on. One of them is like a tiny, really nice art box, like real compacted, like folds out of itself. The other one is a big fuck off, like plastic case with like the DVD full size Blu-ray Amuro like cases inside of it. And I wasn't like, I was looking for one but not the other kind of thing. Oh shit, I need more Tylenol. Fuck. Oh well. Life in the big city. Stop at the store tonight. Alright. So yeah. El Hazard has a really, really good dub. That's all I have to say about it.
Alright.
And Kiki's like, I gotta take pills too, son of a bitch. Oh, whoops. Come on, Cupcake, pull your shit together. There we go. Whose message is going? Okay. Indeed.
Okay, so number 8.
Number 8 is Kino's Journey. Kino's Journey is interesting.
This is classic Kino's Journey.
Right.
And not the new one.
There's the new one?
There's a new one.
Oh, boy. I'm pretty sure it's the original one that I own.
Probably. Both are really good. That's all I have to say about it.
Right.
They're an interesting take on humanity, isolation.
Right.
Cultural heritage, society, bullshit like that. And a motorcycle that talks.
Indeed. So the Beautiful World must be the new one?
Yeah. Which you can stream.
Yeah. Right. Somehow I never bothered to get a copy. That's kind of shocking. Yeah, nope, never got a copy. Not to keep that in mind. Because I have the original one.
Mm-hmm.
Like a box set of it, but I haven't. It was okay.
Oh, pardon. That should probably be enough bubbly juice for me for a while. Just keeps bubbling out. Okay.
Alright, well that thing.
Number 7.
Number 7 is Phantom Requiem for the Phantom. I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
Horror. Right.
Romance, tragedy, and thrills. So it's probably a psychological thriller, which makes it automatically a horror in Japanese anime.
Mm-hmm. Horrible.
Can I stream it?
Probably.
Let's see. Funimation.
Sorry. Coffee and seltzer don't make.
Nope, I can't stream it without a paid Funimation account.
Ha ha! I don't have one either.
Which just means that...
We'll pirate it.
No!
I'm not going to lie about it. Like, it's not readily available. Oh, it's this one. I might just buy a copy of it. It's like $15. It's one of the save items, so they're like the next time there's a sale, I'll just pick one up when it's like $10. I add it to my wish list though.
Oh, there's a couple episodes on YouTube.
Right.
There always are.
Ooh, the Blu-ray. Oof. Yeah, that's definitely. I don't think. Yeah, that's the Japanese version. I'm like, that's not. Oh, there's a Blu-ray version of it. It's only $17. That might be one to get later. All right, actually, I had that one and forget the DVD one. I'd rather get Blu-ray. Oh, interesting. So there's like the regular version they released in 2012, which has got the DVD and the Blu-ray. Then there's a Blu-ray only save edition. That's funny as hell. Well, good to know. Number 6?
Record of Lotus War.
It's a great show. It's basically D&D set in an anime universe.
Yeah, but I don't remember the dub. I see where they're coming from.
What do you mean you don't remember the dub?
I don't think I saw it dubbed.
Well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Some of us own the entire series dubbed. I'm not joking. Seriously, I have all of it. All of it in the original releases from fucking Central Park Media. I'm not even joking. Back from when I was like, I would spend every week on my day off, I would go scrounge all the half-price books. I haven't done that in so long just because like I never have any energy to go driving around anymore. And I mean, honestly, giant pile of anime.
Wait, are they still making Record of Lotus War stuff?
I think they're remaking it. Oh no, latest series in 2014. That is definitely not the original one. Whatever that is, I've never heard of it, and I don't think it ever got licensed over here.
No. Record of Lotus War is that delicious.
Well, that's a thing. 13 episodes. It's a parody of Record of the Lotus War media franchise.
Interesting.
Well, that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure I never saw Chronicles of the Heroic Knight.
I've seen the original. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, no, I have it. I think that's one of the bad guys' stories, like from the original anime. See if I can find it over. And then there's another one. Okay, so you have the original Record of the Lotus War is like, this is the original release. It looks like a fucking bootleg. Like, that's the real deal. That's the Central Park Media robot. These are so janky. And then you have Legend of a Heroic Knight, which basically that dude is the bad guy from the original series, and it's about him.
Ah.
Right. Like his, like him, like basically overcoming his like evil tendencies, if I remember correctly. Then it was it Chris, I want to say, or something, like the Dark Elf. And then you have Legend of Cristania, which is about her and is like the farthest point in the storyline. So yeah, that's a thing. And I can tell you from experience, like all of these really old DVDs, they look absolutely god-awful on anything other than a CRT TV. They are so badly encoded. Like, somebody needs to go back and remaster this shit because it looks terrible. Uh-oh, message come in.
That was my phone just telling me that it's time to eat. I wasn't...
Well...
The past 2 days, I haven't been following my fast cycle.
Oh, yeah?
So, I should probably get back on that now that I no longer have a colonoscopy I'm waiting for.
Yay! Okay, so then it's Whisper of the Heart?
For number 5.
For number 5.
Do you remember Whisper of the Heart?
Isn't that the one in which the girl's a writer?
Yes. And the dude's a violinist.
Right. And they play Country Roads.
Yeah.
By John Denver. It's very like, why is that the song? What the hell?
They're learning it in their American English translation class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The dog's like, what the hell's going on over there? I'm gonna get comfortable again. Some bitch.
But yeah, it's from the earlier days of Ghibli. It doesn't have as much fantasy compared to other Ghibli films. It's really slower paced. Some people find it boring. I love it.
It's like a romantic comedy almost.
Yeah, it's more of a romantic drama than a romantic
drama, yeah,
or a romantic fantasy.
Right.
Like,
it's a literal story of 2 high school kids, like, and their relationship, basically.
It's also a crisis of self, because she's not sure she has the chaps to be the person that she wants to be.
Right. It's kind of the same thing, Kane-san and the Morning Glories.
Yeah.
Like, they're deciding, like, what they want to do after high school, and that whole, like, that is such a great movie in that it is just so, like, on a side note, just, like, so uplifting. Like, it's never, you know, they make a decision, it's at least for the time being where they're at presently in the storyline, it's a good decision, you know. They don't regret what they're doing.
Right.
And it's really interesting because, like, in some sense of the word, like, it causes both of them to break their preconceived, like, track in life. Because the one girl's going in the safe route close to home, and then she's going to go to Tokyo. And the other girl is, like, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's less about her, it stops being about her getting an athletic scholarship and more about her, like, you know, she's exploring more stuff because the girl she's in love with is, what is she supposed to be, a librarian, I wanted to say?
I think librarian or archivist or something like that.
Right, yeah. But yeah, on a side note, number 4, Digimon the movie.
Which was shit, in my opinion.
It's Digimon the movie. It's like Pokemon the movie.
Well, they butchered like 3 movies to make it.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really have anything else to say. It's Digimon the movie. It's like, okay.
Which, that's coming from someone who loves Digimon.
Right.
I haven't seen new Digimon because I'm not that in love with Digimon, but
right.
It's on my list of maybe I'll watch it someday.
Yes.
Number 3.
Big O! Showtime! I love the Big O. I absolutely fucking love the Big O. It is everything I ever wanted out of a story.
Big O is
giant
the best.
robots, detectives, noir.
Again, going back to the whole I love noir.
Noir is like, so good.
This is such a great mixture of classical noir with more modern fantasy technology.
Right. It's almost steampunk,
almost, but still keeping that noir aesthetic. Not just by being muted with more blacks and reds and stuff like that, because it's not black and white with red. It's muted tones.
Right.
But it's just the style of their clothing, their faces, the robots themselves, the villains, the city, especially the part under the dome. I
always forget his first name, but Schwarzkopf, the reporter gone crazy, who's like my favorite villain of all time, because he's basically a combination of like the Unabomber and Gonzo Journalism, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Hunter S. Thompson, just like news reporter gone off the deep end. And I think it's Big Foul. Or no, not Big Foul. Big Foul is the one that the other guy drags. There's three Mega Deuce. Big O, Big Foul, and I always forget he's got the one that flies. Because they're based off the three mythical beasts, the water, air, and land.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and I meant to say it's diesel punk. When you have noir and steampunk together, it's considered diesel punk.
Yes.
I mean, the robot doesn't run on diesel. The robot runs on nuclear power. Like, they're very clear about that.
But that's semantics.
Everything else is diesel punk. Yeah. Because, like, technically all things have to, you can't have anything nuclear if it's diesel punk. It's like, okay, the robots are, it's diesel punk in the sense that humanity has rebuilt up to about 1940s, 50s era.
Yeah.
Like, technology, but the robots are creatures of a bygone era and represent like farther advanced humanity.
It's such a lovely mixture of a lot of different things.
Oh yeah,
and
you're a louse, Roger Smith.
Beautiful dubbing, especially for its time.
Right.
Sadly, has a very confusing ending that a lot of people didn't like because it got shortchanged.
Because it got cut short because it wasn't getting enough ratings.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 3 seasons, and the 3rd season was supposed to take off from the end of the 2nd season where you have them in the control room. It was supposed to explain how... And the other problem was its premise got stolen by the Matrix.
Yeah.
Because what was going to come out was that it was all a big... like... The author came out later and said basically season 3 was going to be the same premise as like what happened in the Matrix, where it's all a big illusion.
It's a simulation.
And it's a simulation, yeah. But less of a simulation, more of an illusion, because it was actually like a giant set, like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
What you're going to find out was like it's all a giant simulation in the sense that it's real. It's not like a computer program, but it's like a giant TV set.
That's one of those rare animes that I've never seen subbed. I've only ever seen it dubbed.
You're not missing anything.
I doubt I am. Like last year, I finally watched Perfect Blue subbed for the first time.
And you were not like, oh my god, what was I thinking? I should have always watched it subbed.
No, because it still has beautiful dubbing. They picked great actors. They dubbed the songs, which were important.
Right.
And just the emotion is completely there. The only difference is with most dubbing is there's a lot more noise, like breathing and stuff like that in silent moments, compared to the way the Japanese do it.
Right.
Because when they have their silent moment, they want it silent, like eerie silent. When we have our silent moment, we want to hear the breathing or the guttural noise coming from the person.
Right.
Because that makes it
Western.
Yeah. Western philosophy versus Japanese or Eastern philosophy when it comes to movie making.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
What do you think I'm looking for?
I already know you own it.
It's not about owning it. It's about the fact that I need to find it because I want to watch it now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, after Sailor Moon, I've already promised myself I'm going to at least get through Sailor Moon Supers and the movie so that whenever we want to, we can star.
Can you?
And that's my goal.
Anywhere?
What? Big O?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sentai owns it. You can watch it on High Dive.
For free?
Nope, you gotta pay for it.
Okay, I've never used High Dive really.
I'm pretty sure you gotta pay for it. Well, I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, right, I forgot I own JoJo. Yeah, I know. But why do you own JoJo? Because everybody was bugging me about getting a copy of it, so I would watch it. But I don't care.
I know, I don't give a fuck about JoJo. It's not a genre I particularly like. It's not a style I particularly like.
Oh, holy shit.
So why the fuck would I bother?
Not that it really matters, but I didn't even know that I owned these.
Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho?
Not just Yu Yu Hakusho, they're the special edition Blu-rays
Oh,
and the steel boxes. And this is 2 and 3, which means somewhere I have 1. I'm not complaining. I just, I didn't think I'd even bought these yet.
Well, it's a good thing you found them before you got doubles.
Right. Because I must have bought these from Best Buy, while I was there getting something else, because I have no record of the purchase on any of my, I keep all my receipts for the year so I can remember what I ordered on sales. And there's no record of these anywhere in my receipt. So that means it had to have been bought. Either I bought them at Best Buy or Walmart. I'm betting Best Buy because I go there a lot, to get bits and pieces for my phone. And not by choice. I would rather go somewhere else because they're annoying to work with. And he's just whatever. The other thing I'm looking forward to is I think it's this month or next month. Clanid's coming out as one set on a steel book on Blu-ray, which I'm probably going to order. Now where? Cupcake, don't you think you have enough anime? No!
Don't you need, another bookshelf?
You shut up! I definitely do need another bookshelf, but that's not the point. Thank you.
Alright.
I'm embarrassed by the fact that I have enough shit that I'm on, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be bookshelf 5. That was like when Mission's husband was all right, you have to either start selling or you're getting rid of books or something because you're not getting another bookshelf. And I'm that's not a very supportive thing to say.
Unlike a bookshelf, which is very supportive.
Oh. Huh. Well, I don't... Holy shit, what did I... Well, okay then. There's a face when you realize you own things you don't even remember buying.
That sounds like you a lot.
Please, sir, get me some burn cream. What the fuck is it? It's gotta be here somewhere. I'll find it eventually. Hey! I thought I bought this! God damn it. What's this one? Oh, that's... whatever. Okay, that's them. These, those. One of those. And one of these. Come on, bastard. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. No. Oh, shit. That's gonna tip. Okay. No. 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 And I definitely don't have 4 piles to watch. Shut up. No. Hey, I knew I bought that. No. Hey, my girlfriend is a show bitch. Damn, I knew I had that somewhere. That's season 2 of what? Oh, Sword Art Online. Fuck. Okay. Well, that's... Oh, shit. No. No. Hey! Lupin! No. That's Cutie Honey. Yes! Yes! Ha-ha! Victory! Was at the very bottom of the last pile. Just the silence. Oh no! My piles are exploding!
Oh no! Don't get hurt.
Try not to. Boss, I need a month's vacation. I got anime to watch. Come out like 20 pounds lighter because all I've been doing is sitting and watching anime for like 12 hours a day for a month. Alright. Anyway. At least I know where it is for the moment.
Okay, that was number 3. So...
Number 2, Wolf's Rain. I don't like Wolf's Rain. And not for the reasons you would think I don't like it.
I love Wolf's Rain.
But see, you're one of those nice people who can accept you've tried so hard and you've come so far, but yet you failed miserably.
Yeah.
I don't like those endings.
It's
like, oh, sure, you've moved heaven and earth, but guess what? You still lose. It doesn't matter how hard you try. Fate was forever locked in place.
This is another one of those shows that I've only seen dubbed.
I actually think the dub is the superior version for what I've been told.
I remember watching it on Toonami.
What's really annoying is when they remastered it on Blu-ray, they added 5 minutes to the end of it, in which you see them all reborn in our world. Like, in our time. And that, like, completely changes the entire tone of the TV series.
I think Wolf's Rain is really more forgotten because no one really liked the endings.
Right.
Less having to do with its dubbing.
Right, no, it's one of those, why did it end that way?
Mm-hmm. Which,
I'm sure you
I'm very into
castle.
those kind of endings, so...
I've noticed.
I still love cheery, happy endings.
You and I are basically diametrically opposed because I will always go for the we snapped victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yes, those are some of the best stories ever, but I also really, really love no, it's fucked.
That's what this one is. Like, they escape the castle with the princess, and they make it out of the city, and then they die starving to death. Because the world ended.
Yeah.
Where were they going to go? The world is in a state of nuclear winter. Everything is dead. And it's like, well, thank you, Captain Obvious, but we were hoping, maybe they would find paradise like they've been talking about the entire fucking show.
Can I stream Wolf Rain anywhere?
You don't need to stream it. I own it. Do you want copies?
Don't want to make you have to rip it. I'm not going to watch it anytime soon. I was just wondering if I could. It's on Funimation.
I'm pretty sure I own this, right? Because I'm pretty sure I've rewatched it. And I was just as pissed the second time. I don't know why I'm putting my feet up. I keep getting up. Hey, whatever.
Okay, it's behind a paywall on Funimation, but it's there.
Right. I don't just own it. I own the perfect collection.
Nice.
Because I am a nerd. Wow. Fucking wow. It is 2, 4, 6, 7 discs. 7 fucking discs long.
Jeez, my to-watch list just gets bigger and bigger when I remember about older animes I really liked and want to watch again.
I have no idea what you're talking about!
Alright, that was number 2.
What is number 1? I haven't pulled up yet.
Number 1 is Outlaw Star.
Yeah!
Which is also a very underrated anime in general.
It's the best show ever, and you know why? It doesn't matter how much magic or religious fanaticism you have. Love conquers all. He wins the day by confessing his love to his navigator. Oh. And their power together is enough to destroy the Taoist leader. I don't care that that's the spoiler because nobody has any idea what I'm talking about unless they watch the show to the end. There's nothing quite like a show where the guy uses badass ancient magitech weaponry versus people who can basically manipulate the laws of physics in their favor, and he still ends up defeating them with the power of love. It's basically the end of The Fifth Element.
God, I love The Fifth Element.
Right? Dude, seriously, that movie, or that anime is basically The Fifth Element. Like, it doesn't matter how much amazing technology you have, The Fifth Element is still humanity. Wind, water, fire, earth, you still gotta have heart. Thanks, Bati. Thanks.
Heart!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Mary Sue! I rewatched Outlaw Star when it came out on Blu-ray, and it was just as amazing as it was the first time I watched it when I was like 12? 13? I don't remember when it originally showed up on TV. I gotta look it up. It's pretty... 1998. I was 12. I'm pretty sure 12 when it came out on American television.
You remember all the mild dubbing they did with the black underwear everybody wore?
No. It wasn't black underwear. They drew bathing suits on them. And
bathing suits, underwear, whatever.
Right. I know this because Outlaw Star is one of the only TV shows in which the beach/hot spring episode is actually crucial to the plot.
Yes.
And nobody knew this because you could only see it when you got it on DVD originally, that he got the 3 super caster shells from the mage lords who happen to live on the hot spring planet. And so all the girls are running around in their bathing suits. And actually him and Jim are in swim trunks. Like, there's a whole thing about, like, they're all in bathing suits.
Yeah.
And, like, he's running around with, like, an open Hawaiian shirt and, like, board shorts. And so I think Jim is wearing, like, I think it's a tank top and board shorts. But, like, it was fan service for everybody. And through it all, there's actual plot-driven shit going on in the background while they're visiting the hot spring. And nobody understood what the fuck was going on when you were watching it on TV because they cut that episode completely in the broadcast version. And it infuriated the shit out of me because he just, like, randomly, like, in the next episode, he randomly yanks out this super shell and hits the enemy with it. And it's like, he never had that. Where did that come from? And then he, like, at some point he implies that, oh, thank God for these shells that I got from the caster masters on planet Viridia or whatever the fuck it is, that the hot spring planet. It's like, what hot spring planet? What are you talking about? What? And then you find out that they cut the entire episode out, and it's like, oh, because, Aisha gets nude at one point, takes her fucking bathing suit off and runs around for 10 seconds in the background.
Yeah.
Can't let the precious kitties see the
anime
cat
titties.
girls' titties hanging out in the wind.
Anime titties.
It's the entire reason why there's an episode of Tenchi Muyo, the original OVA Tenchi Muyo, in which I want to say the girls are at a hot spring and Tenchi's hanging out in the hot spring when they walk into the hot spring area, and they're all wearing towels, and Ryoko grabs Ayaka's towel from the back, and as she walks into the hot spring, it unwraps. And you just see from the back of Tenchi's head, you see her covered up, like his head covers up all her bits and pieces, but you get it's implied that she's naked, and you just see the blood, it cuts back to his face, you see the blood pour out of his nose, and then she just like hammers him like out of the home run, hammers him out of range, just goes flying away like, we're blasting off again. and they just cut it completely. That scene is completely cut in the broadcast version. Now, I only know that because I'm old enough to remember watching it on TV on Toonami and them cutting all of the them in the baths scenes.
Yeah.
Because you can't let the kids see them without tops on. Now, mind you, you don't see anything. There's no nudity, no actual depicted nudity. You just see them from the back without tops on. And they're like, oh, no, can't have any of that. Nope, just cut the whole scene. So there's crucial information that's lost because they're talking about shit while they're taking baths because people talk to each other while they bathe. Don't look at me. I completely mind blown.
That sounds like something else, Blue.
I I'll ring. What else do we got here? Let's take a look. So I saw they had. Oh, you got something else. Underrated 90s animes you probably haven't seen. Oh, you think? We're gonna start at the top or the bottom.
Let's start at the bottom.
All right.
Which has a lovely picture.
What do we got? Ping Pong Club! Actually, I haven't seen Ping Pong Club.
I haven't either.
I know it exists. I've just never bothered to get it. Next one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Onisama E.
Brother, dear brother. It's the best.
You've seen it?
Yes.
Wow.
I've only seen it subbed. I don't know if it has a dub. Does it have a dub?
I don't think it probably does, but let's take a look.
Let's explore girls being girls in society. Not girls being girls by touching each other. It is technically a yuri.
Right.
But it's more about societal pressure.
Right.
Like a classic Mean Girls.
Right.
With lesbians in it.
Well, I mean, of course, obviously. It
is a product of its time.
Right.
So, it's not the best in some areas, but
right.
I still love it.
I don't think it ever got a release over here, but I could be.
That's another one I should go back and watch.
I mean, honestly, I might give it a shot just out of curiosity. Oh, that is some really janky old animation.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Like I said, it's a product of its time.
Oh, that was Anime Souls. Yeah, I'll never see that freaking on disc. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it really tried hard to look like the manga.
Right.
So it has a very classical manga look to it, and so the animation suffers from it, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't transmit.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Like, the hair is gorgeous and fluffy, but the eyes and facial expressions sometimes don't really... Everybody's a bit deadpan.
Don't match up. Right.
Like, you really have to look for those eyebrows on what the fuck is going on.
Right.
Like, is she upset or happy?
Right.
Can't tell.
Well, that's fun.
Alright, next.
Master Keaton, which I'm aware of, but I've never watched.
I have also never watched this.
Brain-powered, aware of it, never seen it.
Same. Actually, I'm not aware of it. I've never seen it, and I've also never heard of it.
Right, I've heard of it. I've never seen it. Let's see what the release looks like. I'm pretty sure it did get a release. Anime Legends.
By the creator of Gundam?
Right. Pretty sure you could probably get a copy of this pretty reasonably. Yeah, there's one copy and it's like 39 bucks? Yeah, 39 bucks.
I'm just looking at the woman and she has like no stomach.
Yeah, she doesn't make any sense. Yeah. She's like not all the way there.
Yeah. I'm like, is her shirt just weird? No, that's his leg I'm seeing.
Right.
So yeah, she has like
her torso's mostly gone. It's like spine and maybe a little bit of meat.
Mm-hmm.
You may not like it, but that's the optimum human.
Ugh.
Right. Every time somebody talks to me about everybody talks about the doctor says it should be this way, and I'm like, if we were the way we're supposed to be, there'd be nothing of us left. We'd all be rail fuck thin. Like, well, that's how you're supposed to be. I'm like, that doesn't sound like any fun to me. Like,
no.
As somebody who's actively, and I'm sure you too are still actively trying to get your weight down, it's like,
oh yeah.
I don't really want to have to live the life I have to live to be that thin, because it doesn't sound like it'd be any fun.
No.
Like any food enjoyment I would have is just gone.
I already suffer enough in life. I don't.
Right.
Fuck that. I mean,
Right.
I'm only looking to get down to 190 pounds, but...
Hey, me too.
Yeah. And that's only so I can get my boobs cut off.
Right. It's I'm down I think I'm down to 215 now, and I'm starting to see I'm getting within striking distance of my first goal, which is 210, and it's I might actually get there, maybe.
I just don't get this body of mine, which how much purging it does on its own. I am still very nowhere near my target.
Right. Well, because basically, if you want to be the weight that they say is healthy, you can't eat anything fun. You really can't. People talk about, oh well, I mean, you could have soda. It's you can have soda if you're already rail thin, because it's a soda isn't going to do any damage. It's the fact that you're having soda every day or whatever. I mean, there's a guy I work with who's super overweight. He's super unhappy about it. I'm like, dude, I just watched you drink an entire 2-liter container of Simply Lemonade. That's 4,000 calories. It's not good for you, champ. You're not gonna lose any weight if you keep drinking that shit. You can have a glass of lemonade. You cannot sit and drink an entire container.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not how the world works. You can't sit there and drink liquid sugar and expect to lose any weight. Because he's going I don't get it. We're doing stuff, we're lifting stuff. I'm like, yeah, but you're also drinking the equivalent of a steak dinner. Anyway, number 10. Romeo's Blue Skies. Never heard of it.
This is based on Die Schwarzen Bruder?
Yeah.
My German's shit.
My German's not existent, so you're doing better than I am.
Yeah, most of my European languages that aren't English secondary are shit. But,
Right.
my dad did try to teach me a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
But I remember, no French he taught me. Because I don't use it, so it doesn't come up. And my brain's nope, boop. Anyway, about this anime, I know of it, but I've never watched it.
Right. It seems like the kind of thing I would pass, so it's probably the thing you would like.
It's a slice of life anime, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
The story of two young boys who are sold as chimney sweeps. Ah, when you sold your children.
Right.
Can you see this anywhere?
I doubt it, but...
Yeah. Ah, yes. Couple of YouTube videos.
Right.
Okay, anyway, number 9.
Number 9. Giant Robo, which I've seen a part of, but never bothered to watch all the way through.
I don't either. I don't remember it being that great. Like, I don't feel like it deserves to be on an underrated list.
I agree, I think.
Can I? Oh, you can vote still.
Oh, wow.
Then I will down thumb.
Right.
Probably somebody out there who's really angry with us right now.
Probably, but they're not listening to this, so it doesn't matter.
Fuck them. Number 8.
Alright, number 8. The Irresponsible Captain Taylor, which I've seen. It is boring.
Yes, it is.
I don't understand why people think it's such a great show. It is literally... The best part of it is there's a 90-minute OVA where it focuses on the space marines that are on his ship. That's the best episode. The rest of them are literally boring. I don't know what else to say. Like, it literally... Ray and I watched it way back in the day. I bought it from, Best Buy when that was a thing. And, yeah, it's not a good show. I've watched it all the way through. It's not interesting. I enjoy Star Trek. I didn't like Irresponsible Captain Taylor.
Okay. I don't think we have much more to say about it.
You're Under Arrest, number 7. I love You're Under Arrest!
It is so fucking adorable!
Yes. It's unfortunate that only the first season got dubbed. Because there's 4 seasons, and the other 3 are not dubbed. And it, I think it's after the second season, it gets a serious upgrade in visuals. It gets, because they didn't do season 3 until the late 90s, and it's, there's a huge change in the design of the characters. I'll grab the cover or whatever.
You're right.
It's crazy. Pretty sure it's still. Yeah, so if you look at that's the cover art for the movie with the 2 of them in their uniforms. They look like this in season 3.
Huh. Did they change animation studios or just a different director?
Well, I mean, so here's season 4.
God, they really got a boob upgrade in wow.
That might be 4. I forget. That's season 2. Yes, this is the last season. This is 3.
Mm-hmm.
They call this 2 and 3, but it's actually this is 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one is 4 box sets, 50 episodes. There's a movie, and then there's one. I think there's one in between these 2. Or maybe I'm wrong. I had a hard time trying to collect these because I couldn't figure out what was what. Because it's Fast and Furious, Full Throttle, and I forget what the one in between is. Because I have the original series, I have the OVAs, I have the movie, and then there's because it's okay, yeah, it's You're Under Arrest season 2, Full Throttle, and then No Mercy. So Fast and Furious must be season 2. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, No Mercy is the original OVAs. They're
They're on one of the discs, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's from season 2. Because season 2 doesn't look that much different. So that must be this one. But they get like a huge boob job like in between seasons because they're not stacked like that in the original series. So I have the special. Yeah, I have that. I have the movie. I guess I'm confused because this is 52 episodes, which is what I own. That's the four box sets. Because then it's the OVAs or the specials, then the second season, or then the motion picture, the second season, and then Full Throttle, and then I guess maybe I don't own. They never did No Mercy, but I'm pretty sure. I was pretty sure that No Mercy appeared. Oh no, they just never released No Mercy over here, so we never saw No Mercy. It ends on Full Throttle, which is the last season where they look like completely different. Because there's a huge gap. I want to say the original series is 96, 97, and season 2 doesn't start. They didn't do season 2 until 2001. So there's like a 4 or 5 year gap between productions. I'm still really annoyed by the fact that they never went back and actually all the women got huge upgrades to their racks because the other girls that work with them are on the back and they're
holy shit.
Right? I mean, they're not like huge, but
not compared to
the main 2.
Yeah, but they're still
a good amount. In some ways, I'm kind of sad that these never got dubbed because I would have paid good money to see a dub of these. Well, that's interesting. I'm shocked that the No Mercy OVA never got released.
Okay.
All right. I've forgotten. Oh God.
Number 6.
Number 6. Nadia, Secret of the Blue Water. I own it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's on your to watch thing, which I still highly recommend. I haven't seen it since I was a young person, so maybe it is shit now. I don't know, but it's one of those classic treasures that a lot of people have never seen.
Right. Well, it's from just late enough that it wasn't like readily available on TV, or it was like maybe a little too adult for TV, but too early to have been part of like the wave of anime that got released on DVD. Like it did, but it was later. So yeah. 5 is Blue Seed, which I'm aware of, but I think I've watched a little bit of, but
oh my God, I love Blue Seed. I used to own this legitimately. I love it that much.
Okay.
I lost it in a move.
Right.
And I am still sometimes very sad about that because this is such cornball.
Is it?
Glorious, glorious cornball. So many panty jokes with such a moving story going on behind all of its cornball.
It looks like it's supposed to still be available. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a Eastern Star title. Interesting. I think Blue Gender is the one I'm thinking of. Is that the one with the giant insects?
Yes, Blue Gender sucks.
Yeah, Blue Gender's terrible. That's why I always get the two confused. I'm like, oh God, I hate that one. The giant insects and like PTSD and that's not the right movie.
I remember watching Blue Gender and being very, 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 very bored.
It's not a good show. Not a show.
Yeah. Anyway, number 4.
His and Her Circumstances, which I own and have watched, and it was good, but
something happened with the production. Like the director and the writer disagreed about something, and it ends really weird.
I've never seen it.
It's a romantic drama.
I'm aware of it. I've just never seen it.
Right. To me it was good, but like not good enough that I have like any strong memories of it.
Ah.
I mean, there's a lot of that for me because I've watched so much. It's like, oh, this is just like anime, blah blah blah, and you know, it just kind of fades into the background of my mind. It wasn't bad, to be clear. Like I think I remember enjoying it, but it was again for me. A lot of times it's kind of a slog for a lot of this stuff because it's like, oh, I've seen this type of anime before, and they're following this path that all of them take. I mean, a guy can only watch so many romantic dramas, harems, love triangles before it's like, oh gee, he's got 6 girls vying for his attention. I wonder which one he'll go with. Probably the one he spends the most time with.
So it adapts the first 7 volumes of the anime.
Right. Like something, I know something happened with it.
So Wikipedia doesn't explicitly say what, but apparently they upsetted the original author and could not continue working on the series, so they gave it an end.
Right.
And
there was supposed to go a lot longer than it did. It just kind of like
there were some censorship issues.
It's like Hideki Anno worked on like the first half of it, and then something happened.
Anyway. Oh, look! Number 3!
What's the... Oh, boy!
It's blue gender. It's boring.
Right. Yeah, no.
Anyway, number 2.
I have nothing to add. Oh, boy! Revolutionary Girl Utena!
Yay! I love Utena.
I'm sorry that show has not aged well.
It has not. I tried to rewatch it. It is a product of its time and making.
Right. I own it on Blu-ray. I have little to no interest in cracking that box open.
But I love the core plot and the core of every character. Not some of the bullshit episodes where they do cliche anime crap or like personality switches and shit like that, which have nothing to do with what's going on.
Right.
Anyway, let's move on to number 1.
Record of the Lodos War.
Meh?
It's a good show, but it's not like the greatest thing that's ever existed.
I don't remember that well, and I don't think it's that underrated either, though.
No, I don't think it is either. God, stop advertising what your apps can do. I would have downloaded them if I wanted them. I'm gonna have to figure out what's causing that on this thing and turn that shit off. It's annoying.
Oop, I have a message.
Oh boy.
No, I already voted.
But you should vote again.
That's not how it works.
Don't tell that to the rich. Should we do 15 animes you should skip and read the manga instead?
Sure, send me a link. I don't see that one.
Yeah, hang on. See if I can copy paste this motherfucker. Shut your fucking face, Uncle fucker.
Alright, scroll all the way down. Let it load.
Okay.
Number 15.
Woof.
Wandering Sun. I don't know that you should skip the anime. The anime's beautiful.
Right.
But I don't know the manga. So I don't know if the manga is even more... Maybe the manga's more in depth, or
Right.
has a different grasp on the whole transgender issue.
It sounds like it's more the fact that they drop you into the middle of the action, whereas it sounds like the manga is does more to explain what's going on.
I mean, it's not that...
like, oh, you already know everything that's going to go on, so, here's character B that was explained in the manga, but you read the manga, you wouldn't be watching the anime.
I didn't find it all that confusing, though, but that's just me.
Seems like an interesting concept, but I understand where they're coming from.
All right.
It would be better if they'd spent more time, like, introducing the world and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, imagine Fruits Basket if they didn't explain any of the Soma curse. They're just like, oh yeah, these people, yeah, they touch opposite sex. Yeah, you already know that. All right, so anyway, here's cat guy and rat guy, and anyway, so every time she touches them, they turn into animals. Wait, what? So number 14, A Centaur's Life. I have no comment.
I really prefer the manga.
So it sounds like
the anime wasn't bad. It focused on a couple of different sections of the manga.
Right.
When it's really just... The anime is very light-hearted slice of life. The manga has more depth to it.
Right. It says, yeah, but also has in-depth look at how racism and xenophobia impacted the history of a strange and fascinating world.
Mm-hmm. Where the anime doesn't really have that.
Right. The anime makes the story lukewarm and dull, whereas the manga is truly epic. So, bad interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Number 13, Showbits. Yes, agreed. The anime has not aged well.
Oh god, no, the anime is so creepy. The manga, though, is also creepy.
Right.
But better plot.
Right. It's more evenly paced. I think it's one of those shows. It would be well served by a redo.
Maybe. I don't know that I would bother to watch it because I still find it creepy. But
right.
You're right, though. It could do with a redo. I don't know number 12.
Let's see. Samurai Deeper Kyo? I'm aware of it. I've never watched it. I don't know anything else. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Number 11, Flowers of Evil. I have no comment as I've never seen it.
Both are great.
Okay.
In my opinion. The manga has more to it because the anime is a rotoscope of live-action film, which means that there was some censorship involved.
Right.
But it still gets the core plot across.
Oh, that's good.
So I think in that way, it does it very well. That and them having, like, real human teeth when they smile and whatnot just adds to the what is the word I'm looking to say? The overall aesthetic of it.
Right.
Giving it life that slight eerie tinge. Instead of just going, like, a straight line, hey, there's teeth there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, number 10.
Batum? Which I actually own but have not watched.
I've never seen this. And I've also never read it. But those boobs.
Right. It says in the manga they actually have two separate endings, a light one and a dark one, so you can choose the fate of the protagonist. Mm-hmm.
It looks like the manga, or not the manga, the anime didn't get to end its story.
Right. It got one season and it needed, like, probably 3 to complete the story.
Number 9.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Manga is so much better!
Right.
I've barely read the manga, and I've only seen so much of the show, because I can only handle so much.
Right.
But holy fuck, is the manga is just better.
The manga's dark as shit.
Yeah.
I will never forget. I had one of the first volumes of when they did Show and Jump over here. And it's the chapter where Yugi's well, I don't know what her name is. I guess it's Kazumi or something. But the girl Taya in the English version, like she's working as a waitress. The guy, like the criminal, comes in, like holds the place hostage, and then like Yugi walks in and turns into like Yugi or whatever the hell his name is, and like challenges the guy to a penalty game, and it ends with the dude being like turned into flambe. Like he pours a bottle of like vodka on the guy and then drops his lighter in his lap and he just bursts into flames. And like he's walking away, and in the background you can see the guy like on fire. And then like the next clip it shows like the firefighters putting him out with fire extinguishers. He's just a burnt up corpse. It's like, that was fucking dark, yo. That was fucking dark. I own Yu-Gi-Oh! I only ever watch it when I'm getting drunk because it's the only way it's entertaining.
Okay.
I mean, it's terrible. It's not even watchable sober. You have to be on some sort of drugs, or it's just horrid. It's boring is the real issue. It's not even that it's bad, it's boring, and that's the worst. Number 8. Gangsta. Never seen it.
I've never seen it or read it. I've heard of it.
Right. I'm aware of its existence. So much other shit to watch. Don't care. Number 7. My Little Monster. Aware of it. Never.
So this is another one where I both read and seen.
Right.
So the anime is very light-hearted and does not touch on a lot of the teenage societal angst that the characters have in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as the pictures they've shown, you can kind of see the difference.
Right. Yeah,
that's really all I have to say on it. That's like, the anime is not terrible. It's just very more on the lighthearted side.
Right.
Which Grieve would prefer lighthearted, so she prefers the anime version.
Right. So the next one is One Piece. It's One Piece. I have no comment.
Pick your poison.
Right. I mean,
it's gonna take forever.
Right.
Either way.
You can probably read faster than you can watch it. So, I mean, depending on reading aptitude, but most people can read it faster than they can watch it, so you can get caught up faster.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Junji Ito. I got nothing to say. Junji Ito's weird.
Apparently, I haven't seen it, but apparently the Junji Ito collection, the anime, is shit.
Right.
I've heard that a lot. I hear a lot of people have complaints that these are very dry adaptations of and don't capture his weirdness.
Right. 4. Rosario plus Vampire. Never been interested enough to actually buy in, so yeah.
Same here.
All right. Number 3. Berserk. I watched a little bit of Berserk, both new and old. Not my cup of tea.
So, I haven't seen or read all of Berserk, but it is also not my cup of tea. I find it really droll.
Right.
Like, the characters are kind of bland, and the fighting is not all that inspired. A lot of people say it otherwise, but to me it feels that way, so I don't watch or read it. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not for me.
Right.
I know it's well loved by others.
Yeah, so it's like neither of us are really into it, so it's just kind of, oh, that's a thing. Dead Man Wonderland, number 2. I have heard of it. I saw like the first, 10 minutes of the first episode and went, I'm good, thanks.
I don't think I've ever seen or read it, so I have no opinion.
And number 1, Tokyo Ghoul. It looked like horror. I just didn't care enough to even stick my nose in and see what was going on.
It is horror. I've read and watched a little bit of all the versions because they had to make a second Tokyo Ghoul.
Right.
To better follow the manga because the anime went off the rails.
Right.
I think maybe they were making shit up because there wasn't enough, but I don't know. I don't know the story well enough to say anything about it beyond I think I understand where people are coming from when they say you should read the manga.
Right. Yeah.
And that was that.
I meant to. You want to do another one, or?
We can go as long as you want.
Oh, I mean, I don't care. I was just curious when you want to stop.
So many lists, so little time. Do you see one that stands out?
The more like this, we've got 15 random animes you should 100% watch if you haven't seen them. 15 random action animes you probably haven't seen. 18 criminally underrated animes that don't get talked about enough. List of all anime genres ranked best to worst.
How about the one before the last one?
18 criminally underrated animes that don't get talked about enough?
Yeah, because I probably have disagreements there.
I'm sure you do. I will link you. It won't go to the very bottom.
Although, based on the picture it just shown, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Right. That, I'm guessing, is Welcome to Irabu's Office.
Yes, that's number 18. I've never heard of that.
Nor... I didn't want to do that. Hang on. Damn it. I accidentally did fucking close all tabs instead of reopen the tab because I didn't realize that the page was there. Okay, that's that one. I also didn't want to close all tabs because I have stuff open that I'm working on. And I want to go back to it. Okay, we're back. Alright, so that was, neither of us have ever heard of it. Whatever. 17, Gotchaman Crowds. I actually own it. I haven't watched it yet.
I have no interest in it.
Fair enough. Baby Steps, which is apparently about...
Tennis?
It says it's an uplifting anime about a high school student who isn't happy about his current physical state, so he decides to take up a new routine. Tennis.
I don't watch a lot of sports anime.
Life series. Yeah. So that's whatever. Detroit Metal City, I've watched it. It never got a dub, which is criminally fucking wrong. But, yeah.
I've never heard of it.
It's about a guy who, I want to say he wants to be a pop idol, but he accidentally becomes a heavy metal frontman. And he's really good at what he does, but his persona on stage is completely opposite of who he is as a person. He's a really friendly preppy guy, and he plays this death metal, I drink the blood of virgins, death metal guy.
Yeah.
And so it's basically about him trying to keep his family and friends unaware of the fact that he's the frontman of this really popular death metal group. It's kind of what if Kiss was a death metal thing, but they were hiding the fact that they were in Kiss. So yeah. Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. It's Powerpuff Girls on crack. I don't know what you want to call it.
I wouldn't say it's underrated.
No, I don't think so either. I think it is now just because,
well, now it's an older title, but...
Right.
But when it came out, it was the shit. Everybody was talking about it. And not just because it was, raw and naughty.
Right. Chuck to the future. Chuck the dog. 13, Technolize? I've never seen it.
I've never heard of it. So, yes, I would say it's underrated. I've never fucking heard of it.
Yeah. I've heard of it, I've never watched it. 12, Angelic Layer. Angelic Layer is hilarious. It's adorable.
I would say Angelic Layer is a little underrated. I did not like the dub of Angelic Layer.
I love the guy who plays Ichan. Show me the doll where she touched you. That's all I remember. That's all I fucking remember. When he gives her the doll to be a fighter in Angelic Lair, he literally hands the doll and says, "Show me the doll where he touched you," and it does that noise, and it's like, what the fuck was that? I'm not even joking. I fucking own this on DVD. I've owned it for like 15 years. That's what stuck with me for that entire show, and the fact that that's the guy who's married to the landlady in Chobits. Her dead husband is the professor. Like this Angelic Lair, the dolls are the predecessors to the Persicoms. Like him building the dolls was like the first step in him developing the full size Persicom. Like the half step are the little ones like Samomo. Because I'm a weirdo and I read into the technology, and when I realized that Ichan was the dead husband, I was like, that explains so much about why she is the person she is. Like the landlady, like obviously had to be a goddamn saint to marry that psycho. Number 11, I guess?
Yep.
XL Saga. Hail El Palazzo! That's all I have to say.
Another one that I wouldn't say is underrated. Maybe nowadays?
Right.
Because I don't think many people know what the fuck XL Saga was, but when it originally came out dubbed, it was everywhere. Not on TV, but...
It's one of the ADV titles that has the pop-up anime feature. You remember pop-up videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't take my morning pills.
Yee.
I'll take them now.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh.
I mean, XL Saga was pretty zany for its time.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro is crying twin waterfalls for you.
And also one of those animes where for some reason in like 3/4 of the way through they switch voice actresses.
Well, that's because the lady who was doing her voice basically burnt her vocal cords out.
Ah.
Doing that voice, actually, she had to have surgery on her vocal cords and she couldn't talk for like 6 months.
Poor thing.
She actually, I forget who it was, but it's a famous voice actress, and she literally said like she didn't think about it, but she basically wrecked her voice doing it, and it was never like quite the same again. I gotta look and see because I forget. It's a famous voice actress, and I can't think of who it is. XL was voiced by first Jessica Cavallo, and then later Larissa Wolcott. Jessica, I think she's still around. Let's see, what is she famous for? No way, really? Isn't that the main character? No, Akari's the main character. She's Eika. Who's Eika? Oh, Eika. Okay, yeah. Okay, so she's the voice of the red gondolier. She's one of the main characters in Area. It's like, wow, I know that thing. Let's see, what else has she been in? But yeah, no, she wrecked her voice. She's in a whole bunch of stuff. Is she still active or no? Maybe she's not active anymore. Heidi Vim, Sentai Filmworks. Her thing is older too because it doesn't have like dates. It just has the things she's done. Well, that's a picture. Let's see. Attack on Titan. She's Zoe. Wow, she was Rip Van Winkle in the Hellsing Ultimate Abridged series. I didn't know that.
Queen's Blade, she was Nanyo. Kitosin, no. Yeah, she hasn't been like, she wasn't super active after like 2000 and it's like from 2009 until like 2016 she wasn't super active. Now she's back again. Oh my god, she was one of the girls in Weather Report. Girl, that's not. All right, anyway. But yeah, no, the lady burnt out her voice. Just like wrecked her voice for a while. 10. 10 is Space Dandy. Never saw it.
Okay, this is another one of those where I'm going to have to say this is not underrated. It came out to critical acclaim.
Right.
It was fucking everywhere.
Right.
I know, like, we don't hear about it now, but that's not how all animes work.
Right.
It's not...
It's like Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yeah.
Like, remember Haruhi Suzumiya was huge for a while, and then it just kind of like...
Well, other shit comes out.
Right.
But underrated to me means that even in its time, it was not that well known.
Right.
But no, this came out to critical acclaim, if I remember correctly.
Right. No, it was, people were huge for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it still, but I haven't seen lots of things.
Right. Well, you and I, let's be dead honest. You and I are adults, and we have the same problem that all adults have of we don't have the time/energy to invest in, like, watching a lot of stuff, so we have to be kind of picky about what we're watching. I mean, like, I'm watching Sailor Moon only because I want to be able to watch, or watching through Sailor Moon because I only want to be able to watch Sailor Stars or Sailor Moon Stars, like, with a full, like, unclouded impression of the rest of the series. Which I know is a really weird way to parse it, but that's, like, my honest to God, like, statement. People are like, why are you rewatching all of it? I'm like, because I want to see it the way they wanted it to be presented. Like, their best shot. And, well, I could have just said, hey, I watched it all subbed up to that point, so technically I know the story. I've never actually really sat down and watched Supers as an adult, so it's all new to me. Which I meant to say earlier, all I can think of every time they cut to the Dead Moon Circus and, like, all the clowns and stuff are talking is, like, what if Juggalos came from space?
Okay.
I was talking about this at work. I'm trying to piece, like, what the bad guys, like, remind me of, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, the Dark Kingdom is kind of like, what if Disney was evil? It's like, like the Dead Tree reminds me, those two remind me of like Space Captain Harlock, or, like, you know, one of those, like, or like Space Express 999. It's kind of like the silly costumes and all the shit, and then, like, you've got the Dark or Black Moon Clan. It's like, oh, what if, like, fashion models, you know, were attacking them? Because that's basically what they, like, their deal is. Like, they're all like, they're models. It's like, what the fuck? And then, you know, Deathbusters is super science, super evil science, and now it's like season 4 is evil clowns from Mars. I mean, I know it's gonna be more than that, but it's like, hey, look, a mythical creature that clowns from space are trying to get. Like, wait, what? Like, no context, just evil clowns from space. Right, number 9, Bakuman. Never seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I hear good things about it.
Yes. Number 8, Serial Experiments Lane. I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
You should watch it.
Everybody says that.
I don't think this is underrated, because even today you still see it on list of
right,
well-made or critically acclaimed or
right.
I mean, it may be a bit lost to time now, because even when it came out, it was a bit lost. Not like the plot or anything like that, but just people being able to see it.
Right. Well, it's like good movies that come out right around or right before or after, like, a major blockbuster hits. And they're like, yeah, that movie was like a dark horse. It's like, it's only a dark horse because
you know, Avengers came out like a week later.
Mm-hmm.
It was just completely like, I don't have like an example, but you know what I'm saying? It's like a giant movie comes out and just overshadows everything else that came out that time.
Yeah.
It's like I love Dread, like the new Dread with
I still haven't seen that.
It's amazing. It's very gritty.
Actually,
it's much better than the one with Stallone. But like it came out like right around the time that another like super huge movie came out and just was gone. It was like it was in theaters for like a month and was just gone because it just couldn't compete.
Oh my god, I own it. I should really watch that.
Hey! How's it going, Cupcake, with all that shit you forgot you owned?
Shut up.
Said the pot to its reflection in the kettle.
I usually do. But yeah, but if you love cyberpunk, contemplation on the theory of self, humanity,
right.
What is it to be human? What is it to be real? What is it to exist? What is God?
Right.
When I was younger, it really resonated with me, and having gone back and watched it since, it's still really good.
Right.
That, and it's just visually very appealing.
Right.
Okay.
It's always good when stuff holds the test of time. That's the scariest thing for me, is like stuff you loved when you were younger and you go back and watch it, you're like, what the fuck was I smoking? I don't have like a good example of like legitimate, like, you know, thought out entertainment. Like my first experience with this was rewatching the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and going like, this show is fucking terrible. Why did I love this so much?
Because you hate yourself. I don't know.
I mean, keep in mind I was like 3 when it was on TV.
That's another thing I don't think I've ever seen subbed.
What?
Zero Experience Lane.
Oh, yeah.
It has a really good dub, and I don't think I've ever bothered to go back and watch it subbed. Maybe I should do that.
Right.
That'd be just another excuse to watch it, but...
Right.
Number 7.
Bento, which I actually just got on disc. Somebody had it like super sale on one of my collector groups. It was like $15. I got it. It's supposed to be really good. It's about like people fighting for bento boxes.
It's a harem anime?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Huh. I've never heard of it.
Oh, yes. I passed on getting it back in the day just because it seemed, I mean, like, legitimately silly. But put it in perspective.
Ah.
Right.
Is she doing a boob butt pose on the cover?
I mean, maybe.
Yes.
Technically, they both are, but you can't see the other one's ass because he's in the way. It looks so good. It was $15. I forget if it was terrible at $15. I don't really care. I don't feel like I wasted my money. So that was cool. Number 6. Batum. We already talked about Batum.
Yep. Number 5.
Last Exile. Last Exile is amazing. It's way too long, but it's amazing. Like, okay, to put it in perspective, because it's actually right here, if I can pull it out. That's what she said.
No, it's probably very easy to pull it out.
Like, way too much. This is like 8 discs. This is like another 6 discs. Because Last Exile, this is the first half of the story. And this is about these two being like couriers. And then they have Last Exile, I think it's like the Silver Wing, which is about these two basically following in their footsteps. But this is on a different planet. They come home to Earth. And then this story happens.
Oh, okay.
And you see characters from this story in this one. In fact, these two show up near the end as heroes. Like, they're like, nobody's here, but by the time they get to this one, they're like, you know, heroic characters, like world saver kind of, you know, it's like they were the ones who defeated the great evil kind of thing. And it's like, I don't want to say steampunk. It's got, I always forget the guy's name, but he's got the really fanciful designs for his vehicle. It's not important, but like he does like the really crazy designs for his vehicles, like super steam / diesel punk. Number 4, Paranoia Agent. It's Paranoia Agent. I would never call that underrated.
Yeah, once again, critically acclaimed, had a great run here in the States, great run in Japan. People still rave about it.
Right.
So I don't see how this is underrated.
I have nothing. Satoshi Kon is like legitimately one of the greatest Japanese directors who's ever lived. Like, no one I know who's like an anime, you know, fan thinks Satoshi Kon is like his shit is underrated or unknown. Like, everybody's or anybody who's been watching for a while is aware of Paranoia Agent, Perfect Blue, Paprika.
If you're a casual anime fan, I can understand not have seen like Tokyo Godfathers, maybe.
Right, which is going to become rarer because now it got a dub.
Yeah, which I'm looking forward to. It actually has a trans actress in it.
Right, that was good of them to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like the first time they did that, they don't talk about it very much, but I think the first time they did that, they got a trans actress for Isabella in Paradise Kiss. I could be wrong on that. It's been a long time. Sorry, spoilers. Plot point: Isabella is trans.
Anyway.
Right. Ergo Proxy. Ergo Proxy's weird. It's number 3, but it's weird. I have no comment beyond that.
It's another one where I wouldn't say it's underrated.
No, it was well known at the time. It's not talked about now because it hasn't aged well.
No, it has not. You go back and watch and you're like, a lot of these episodes are unnecessary or just talk about a previous episode.
Right.
A lot of cutting could have been done.
Right. So like you gotta go like this would have been great as a 6-episode OVA. It did not need to be 26 episodes.
Yeah.
I did a lot with older stuff like 90s, early 2000s. It's like this did not need to be 26 episodes. It could have been 12, and it would have been the same story with a whole lot less dancing around. Number 2, Mushishi. Mushishi is amazing. I would not call it underrated as much as most people can't stay awake more than 10 minutes watching.
Just because you fall asleep.
I'm not the only one.
I know. No, it's very... What are the words I'm looking for?
Calming.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
For being a, essentially a Monster Hunter anime?
Right. They're not like so much monsters as they are like... It's kind of like the same way like Exterminator deals with like bugs or rodents. It's like they're not really monsters, they're just kind of dangerous to humans. Like they're not actively like most of the Mushishi aren't like actively hunting human beings. They're just kind of it's like a mold. You don't want mold in itself isn't dangerous, but you don't want to spend a lot of time in close proximity to it. And then number 1 is Eden of the East, which I kind of agree, but
yeah. I love Eden of the East. I've never finished it.
Same. I've watched the TV show and the movie, but not the second movie.
I have not seen either of the movies.
The movies basically finish out the story.
Yeah. And I would probably have to go back and watch the anime again because it's been so long.
Right.
But yeah, I'll agree with this one. It's a bit underrated. Not a lot of people have heard of it or talk about it.
Right. I loved Eden of the East in the sense of like it was really well written on the entire, at least to the TV series. I don't know, like I've never finished. I've watched the first movie, but didn't get to the second movie until later, and haven't. Like I'm with you at this point. I'd have to go back and watch it all to remember what the hell is going on. It's kind of like everybody's like, "Well, you got Cardcaptor Sakura, the Clear Card Saga. Why haven't you watched it?" I'm like, I have to rewatch the TV show to remember what the hell was going on. I mean, I know what was going on. She's capturing the Cloud Cards, but like, I don't have a strong memory of it at this point because I watched it like 10 years ago. It's like I was talking to somebody. I was like, maybe it was you. I don't remember. I was talking to somebody. I was like, they need to remaster the Oh My Goddess TV show and put it out on Blu-ray because I really want to rewatch it. But it's on DVD and it's kind of janky to watch in low resolution.
And that was that list.
Yay!
So, guess how long we've gone?
Long enough?
Guess.
I don't know. 2 hours?
Dude, we're at 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Yay! I mean, it helps that we're doing this at, like, the middle of the afternoon on my day off, so I'm not like, Kiki, I mean, it's the truth. I think I need to take some Advil on my shoulders. I think it's from sitting or sleeping in the wrong position. I can't figure out what's causing. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to go to muscle relaxers because this is going to...
I've already taken my muscle relaxers.
So I was talking to my mom about my trazodone for sleeping. I don't like taking it, but it worked. And she has like a ridiculous amount of it because she takes like one at a time, and her doctor refuses to lower her prescription because it's like take 3 or 4. Or I think it was like 2 to 3 or something. But like she was talking about filling her prescriptions this morning, and she like showed me the bottles, and she has like 3 huge full bottles of it. I was like, holy crap!
What, Ringo?
I'm sad.
Did you just wake up?
Oh, life is hard. He's like, yes, Kiki, rub my butt. I need these rubbings. They're the only things keeping me alive.
What's the matter?
Such a life he must live. Such a life. Poor neglected creature. It's like my dog back there. But yeah, just a side thought. Sorry, I was like...
That's okay.
Because I get like a bottle like a quarter of the size of what she takes. I was like, damn, I can take one of these at a time. She's like, yeah, the doctor says I can take like up to 3 in any setting. I'm like, holy crap, I take 1 and I sleep for like 12 hours. I can't imagine taking that much. She's like, I don't take that much either. I'm like, damn. You absolutely positively have to be out cold for the next 12 hours.
Yeah.
I do have a box of shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose I can do that quick.
Open box. Open box. Open box.
It's a podcast tradition. Every time Cupcake gets a box of shit. I don't think this was anything particularly super interesting because I haven't been ordering as much crap because I have tons and tons, and I'm at the point now where it's like, I'll wait for a sale before I buy this stuff. There we go. Excuse me. Box ahoy! That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Alright. So this time... Did they send me anything? Whoa! I have another Ritsu sticker. This is their mascot.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's the mascot for Right Stuff. She's like a red raccoon, I want to say.
Is she a red panda?
Red panda, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, she's a red panda.
Okay.
She's got their exclamation point for
looking,
eyebrows.
But okay.
Yeah, she looked... Her, like, original, like, their first design for her was a lot... Like, this is, like, the previous design. I think this looks way less freaky.
Oh, well.
Right. But... We've got Fruits Basket Season 1 Part 2 with Yuki on the front. So I now have... What is it? I forget what's in the... Because I have the first one too. That's right up here. Kind of interesting in the sense that it's like... That's the... So it's... I've got... the Onigiri figures, I've got, what is it? It's the Onigiri, the rat, the ox, and then this one's got tiger, rabbit, dragon. And then obviously the box, like the actual DVDs. And then the other thing I got, which everybody was very mad about, but I had to own it. FLCL sequels.
I need to see those someday. Just so I can have my own opinion.
So what I was told is they're absolutely god-awful terrible.
Yes, that's what I've heard, but I like making my own opinion sometimes.
No, I agree.
Some things you just have to watch.
Right.
Like a train wreck.
Right. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, optimally they should have just left it alone, but you know, the love of money ruins everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I own the original on Blu-ray, so this is... I was waiting for this because this is both series just on Blu-ray, because I didn't want DVD.
Mm-hmm.
They did the DVDs first, and then they came out with this combo set that's the Blu-rays. And I was like, why did this not come out with the regular ones? But I have it. That's all that really matters. I can finally watch it. This is also on my list of things to watch soon, because I also want to be able to form an opinion about what I think of this. And I'll probably hate it. I'm going to be dead honest. I don't want to, but I have a feeling from what everyone's been saying about it, it's probably a train wreck. But I need to experience the train wreck so I can say that, because people have been like, that movie's terrible. And I watched it. I'm like, that wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I mean, FLCL has aged well only because it's a coming-of-age story, and while it is very specific to its era, it is a universal story.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, some of the shit is lost on the modern generation because, you know, shit has changed over time.
Was that the entire box?
Yeah, that's it. I only had a couple things. I was reincarnated as a slime coming because that was on sale. I actually wanted to see that. So that's coming, but that won't be here till probably Monday.
Okay.
Indeed. Ooh.
That wasn't real. Never mind.
Okay.
The slamming was real. I thought there was a bug.
Ah! Now I'm tracking.
Part of my psychosis is hallucinating insects that aren't really there.
I mean, those things will happen. Okay, that was terrifying.
What?
That had to have been a fighter jet.
My mic didn't pick that up, did it?
I didn't hear dick.
Okay, serious hardcore rumble through the house. Like overhead. Something big just flew overhead. Anyway.
Well, now that we're at 2 hours and 55 minutes, I think I'm gonna call it there.
That's probably wise.
Thank you once again for listening to the super happy fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake. Did you agree or disagree with our hosts on this particular subject? Thanks for listening, and farewell my fellow internet beings.
So, thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, check you later.